Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is now my completed build of the HGIBO Ryusei-Go, and as you can see, it's in a little bit different colors from its original colors. It's originally just like bright red, and has some different armaments too. I added those, and yeah, if you guys watched my two different videos, part 1 and part 2, testing out the AK Real Colors paints, AK Interactive sent me some paints to try out, and over the course of those videos I just did, there's kind of reviewing the paints, sort of testing out the paints, and then also they're kind of acted as work in progress videos for this kit while I was trying out the paints on this kit. So yeah, they sent me 6 different paints, so I was pretty limited in the color choices for this kit, but I think I was able to come up with something that I'm pretty happy with, I think. The white color in the tan color for the inner frame, and the orange stripe and the gray colors that you see on there are all original. The only color that I really messed with was the green. It's just a regular olive drab that I had, but I didn't want it quite that dark, so I added a little bit of white to that just to kind of change up the green. And then for some detail painting, I used Tamiya enamels as I normally do. I think I just used like one dark gray color. I think maybe it's called dark gray, and then a brown color just for some detail painting around on some bits on the frame and places like that. The mono eye kind of camera there on its face, used some that just did white paint on that first, and then I think like fluorescent orange on that after that, fluorescent orange or fluorescent red, just to make that nice and bright for the kind of eye cameras. And used some Mr. Color lacquer, dark brown, I think it's red brown, for the chipping. And then did a filter. The filter using, it was again in enamels, it was Tamiya Flat Earth and Sky Gray, just kind of dotted on there, and then you just brush that with some lighter fluid, and just to get a little bit of a filter over all the armor and everything. And I think it came out pretty well. Yeah, I'm happy with it. It was a fun little project to work on. I have to say, if you guys haven't watched the videos where I test out the paints, I'm really happy with the quality of the paints. There's some really nice paints, so I'll definitely have to be getting some more and using some more in the future. In terms of any modifications I made to the kits, again, if you saw the work in progress video, I just kind of removed the seam line on the legs, the side of the legs, by doing a little modification to that. For the seam line on the top of the shoulders, I just kind of turned that seam line into a panel line, just using a kind of edge scriber for that. And then really the only other modification I made to the mobile suit was it has a connection point on the back skirt for plugging on like the axe or the rifle or something onto the back skirt, but I didn't want that. Since I'm not going to be using that, I didn't want that just kind of ugly detail there on the back skirt, so I just got rid of that. Just kind of, it's molded in a way that it's very easy to get rid of, so I wonder if they did that on purpose. You just cut it off and sand it down and you're all good. You don't even have to do any puttying or anything to get rid of that. So that was simple. And then of course the armaments for this kit are custom. They're from 2 different Armed Blood Orphans options. That's the grenade launcher and the Gray's shield. So I just kind of wanted to make something custom, unique here, and so yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. The decals that I used, the main kind of like marking crest decal there is from it's from the Armed Blood Orphans decals. It's actually from the Baklazan family, a family that was not really featured that prominently in the series. So I wanted the markings that would not be very recognizable. I figured if I used some ones like the Issue family or the Farid family, those are definitely much more recognizable, but I wanted one that was probably less known. I'm now telling you guys now, but my point was that I wanted it to just not look like something that was very easily recognizable as something from Armed Blood Orphans, even though it is. Other than the kind of main marking, that main crest marking, all the other markings are just Haikyuu decals, and so just put a bunch of those on. I had some fun kind of doing some like decal grouping around there on the shield, on the shoulder, basically everywhere where there's the main crest. I just grouped a lot of decals together. That's something that I've been seeing a lot. A lot of Japanese modelers do that on Twitter, and I like the look of that, so I just decided to do something similar to that, and so yeah. And then just one other thing that I wanted to talk about was the method of chipping. Now, again, if you guys watched the work in progress video or just part 2 of the paint test videos, I talked about doing a kind of method using a toothpick to do the chipping, and that worked kind of well enough for the shield that I showed you guys in the video, but as I was kind of continuing, it was just too inconsistent. I felt like sometimes, half the time it would look good, and half the time it would just be botched, and I'd have to try to get rid of it as fast as I can. So shortly after that video, I switched back to just using just a normal brush to do the chipping, and I think it came out okay. I still don't think that weathering is really my forte. I mean, of course, like all things, it just takes practice. It doesn't look too bad, I think, but I think I just kind of stylistically, I don't know if this is just me making an excuse because I don't want to practice to get better at weathering and chipping, or if it's really true, but I just kind of prefer the clean look, I think, and like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, weathering stuff looks good when I see other people do it, but it's just not something that I think I'm really that particularly interested in. It's something I wanted to just try out with this kit, but yeah, I mean, I'll do it from time to time, but I think most of the time you guys are probably just going to be seeing clean builds on here on my channel. I do like doing filtering, though. I like the way the filters look. I think that's a pretty important step for achieving a good look. Sometimes, and even sometimes maybe not, but like chipping and any kind of more extreme weathering is not really something that I'm really particularly into. But another point of criticism that I have against myself on this one is the gray decals I use for like the 604 number here across the orange. That light gray on top of the orange is kind of like hurts your eyes to look at. It wasn't really a good color choice. I should have used a different color of that decals. I think probably just black would probably have looked better. White would have looked odd because it would have been like the only white decals on the kit, except for maybe like a little bit of white on like a couple of them. So I tried to stay really consistent with my decals. So like all of them use this little decal with like the little orange square. So like you'll notice they all either have like these little orange lines or like little orange squares. There's no decals, like little marking decals like that have the circles or anything like that. So I try to keep them all consistent to the same type, so that they all match and they all kind of seem appropriate to the point that they're going. Another thing that I tried to do with this kit is put some decals on the frame. It's nothing that I enjoy doing, and I want to do kind of more whenever I get the chance. So you see like up in the arms here, up inside the shoulder armor. If I can show you that inside there, if you can see there's a little decal inside there. Like here on the back of the leg, there's one inside the back of the knee. So I tried to throw a few decals on the like inner frame as well. I think that's pretty fun. It's cool. So that pretty much does it for this kit. Really nothing too crazy. It's just a simple little thing. Yes, of course, I'm still working on other things. Still working on my commissions and the Tristan and other things as well. This was just something I just took a quick little break to just knock this out, do that test for AK Real Colors, and just kind of have fun with it. Just nice, simple HG kit. It's nice to just kind of take a break and work on just something simple. And so yeah, it's a fun kit. Let me know what you guys think down below. Oh, and one other thing I suppose that I should mention is that I will be putting this kit up for sale. So if you are interested in buying this kit from me, the best way would be for you to send me a message to my ZakuAurelius Facebook page and make me an offer. If you have any other further questions about the build that I haven't answered already, also leave that down there in the comments and I'll try to answer that for you. But I think I pretty much covered everything. It's pretty simple. So thank you guys, as always, so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.